Good morning, traders. This is Roger from AITG, coming to you live from Central United States. Do we have Trish or Brian here this morning?
Both of us. Good morning.
Hey, Trish, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm up early. I had to sacrifice some beauty sleep this morning,
Oh dear.
but that's okay. At my age, it really doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go through the disclaimers here first. I'm a lone ranger this morning. Dan can't make it, But you know our disclaimer. We are not licensed financial advisors or broker dealers. We do not tell you when to buy or sell. We develop trading software that will set up, which you set up and use as you desire. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. We do not guarantee consistent pips or that anyone can make money with no effort. Every system can have winning and losing streaks. Money management plays a large role in the results of your trading, such as account size, lot size, and leverage. And you know about baby pips.
Yep.
So, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, this evening there, not bad. Hard
Oh,
day at work.
please forgive me. I forget you guys are on the other side of the world, so
Yeah.
if I say
So
this
fun.
morning,
Well, it is early there, isn't it?
6 a.m.
Yeah, I'd still be in bed by half an hour if it was me.
I know. But normally I get up around 7. So, but sun's been up for a couple hours. So, if the sun's up, I guess you got to start your day, right?
Yeah, well, it's winter here.
Yeah, you guys don't get any snow though, right? You still have warm tropical weather.
Yeah, well, it was cold this morning for me, and it was like 8, 9 degrees. That's cold to me. We do get a bit colder, but winter's about 8, 9 degrees in the morning.
Wow. You know what our average temperature here in Green Bay is in the wintertime? Probably, well, last winter it was probably around, average was probably around 18, 19 degrees.
Like you're Fahrenheit though, are you, or Celsius? You're talking?
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, we're talking like Celsius. We go Celsius here. So what's that Celsius? Do you know what half?
Oh, I
How
don't
about
know. You guys get that cold? I think there's, what is it? I don't know what the conversion is.
Me
Uh,
neither. We
I,
get frosty.
but no snow though, huh?
No, we could probably travel to the mountain parts and go skiing, but not as a rule, no.
Yeah. All right. So how's your
But that's
trading
okay.
going? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so that's okay. I don't mind. I don't like it too cold.
Yeah, I used to live in Florida, which is everyone here who wants to stay out of the cold they go to Florida or Arizona in the wintertime.
Yeah, even we know that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like the change of seasons.
Yeah.
So how's your trading going?
Yeah, not too bad. Now we've put it on the 4 hour. It is better. You do have to wait a bit longer, but it is better.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good.
Good. You know, there's no rule saying that you can't do that. You can't when you see market conditions such as they are recently. ADR today or the CDR right now, as you can see, is 1437, and ADR is it's up around its average. But when you see volatility peter out a little bit, you can up your time frames to of course it is slower though, but yeah, so you did the right thing by doing that.
We weren't sure when we changed the halves to the 4 hour whether we changed it correctly. Like we've got them we think we've done it right. It seems to be working, but I didn't know if there was a special way you had to change the chart, the Haas from 1 hour to 4 hour.
No, you just go to the you see my screen, correct?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you just go to the chart and change it, and the trading system automatically changes it to the corresponding time change.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think that's
nothing good.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you guys, you excited about getting your new SUP DEM trading system tonight?
Is it tonight or tomorrow?
Well, okay, again, I forget that my tonight might be your tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I said to Brian. I think it's Thursday morning for us because it's when you do the next webinar, isn't it?
Yep, yep, tonight's,
Tomorrow morning.
yeah, tomorrow morning for you, so. I'll show you here in a few minutes here. I'll switch computers and show you some examples of it and how well it's doing. But
Yeah.
all right, well we'll use this opportunity here this morning to do the daily updates also for the room.
Yep.
And I was not able to do this yesterday. I was switching over and had to make some adjustments, and I had some personal business to attend to, so my day was focused on that. But the only change from yesterday is that this is getting closer. You can see again. I'm sure you've been following along. I know you were working last week. Brian was here, or Monday night too, or actually would have been Tuesday morning for you.
Yeah.
And you can see here where there was that hedge position going north here, and it got into profit, and I saw it coming petering out. So again, this is where you have to apply some logic and some common sense into this. We had two positions going to the south and one position going to the north for the hedge, and if you see it petering out, especially if you got a new zone being painted right here, its price is going to start to fall. So why not close this long position that was there out while it's still in profit? So that's what I did. In fact, let's see if it pops up here. Yeah, there it was right here. So now it's just a free fall. Now we're just waiting for price to come back to the original position here. Or actually, this is not the original position. This is the secondary hedge that we put on. But again, you had a choice here. You could have just took the loss and live to fight another day, or you could fight and try to get back to break even plus. So again, I've done this to most of the time. What I would do personally, most of the time, I would do what I'm doing here. The only thing I would have done differently on the live account, and you'll really see when we start the man versus machine challenge next Monday, or actually I think it'll be Monday morning for you. You'll really see my true trading techniques, and because bottom line, your mental state of being trading a demo versus a live, no matter how well you try to replicate what you do in a live into a demo, it's never really the same. But when you do trade with live money, you know that your decision making will be a little bit different than what you do on a demo account. But but what I would have done differently if this was live money here with $3,000 balance, I would have. Oh, I forgot to always do this. Whenever. Oh, why did I get down to? Whenever you go into for a hedge, and you up your lot size here for the hedge or for the comebacker or rescue, make sure you always reset your lot size back to your normal position there, which was $1 a pip. But my point here, if this was real money, I would be probably trading only 50 cents a pip, which would give me a lot more margin, and where I could continue on to trade take other positions while I'm waiting for this to come back. But anyway, this was all just for training purposes here. Let's see here. So that is the right now. So it was a hedge, and now it's just a comebacker, right? Have you grasped the concept behind this rescuing?
Yeah, sort of. I think I'll go back and on the weekend and watch a few more again. Sometimes it takes me a couple of goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to go back and watch stuff again on the weekend in a row, like all together.
Right. I understand. Well, once you grab it, once you see it, it makes sense. And again, I don't think anyone likes to take a loss. And now I'm pretty proud of you guys. You guys got in some real drawdown. Now this was on demo, or was this live?
Demo.
Okay, but still, you stuck it out. You saw that you saw the possibilities of price coming back, and you stuck it out and rode out that little storm, and you got back to into profit. So
yeah,
a lot of people will panic and just freak out and start closing things, and you'll never make money that way.
Yeah, your finger gets a bit itchy sometimes. It's best to walk away sometimes.
Yep, exactly. And, this is what I like best about the SUP DEMs is that it's giving you it's giving you a real life picture here up to the a real time picture of price action of what's going on. You see all this this new this is actually this was a new moon entry right here, that painted, so that there's pressure for sell to sell here. And then when price gets down here and you see all these buys here, you got 1, 2, 3 buy zones, and then 3 more below that that haven't been penetrated yet. That's a lot of support for price to come down, either hit this or get in this area right here and then bounce back up. And that's exactly what happened. You can see right here, currently, you always look at the current SUP DEM. Yeah, price it created a new sell zone, but then it came down. This probably was a news event. Let's see how many pips this was. Might have been. That could have been a news event or something that caused the emotions for price to jump down. But look what happened. It got down this area here, and bang, the buyers are out right now, are out pushing the sellers, and so but price did bounce. But again, I'm expecting for this. This might just go sideways for a little bit longer, but I'm expecting for this to go back up. I mean, and just common sense. If you just think about a scale where you put 5 ounces on one side and 10 ounces on the other, where's that scale going to go? Well, the 10 ounces is gonna outweigh the 5 ounces, obviously, and the scale is going to go down. So, looking at this as a scale, where's it going to go? Right now, the fight is for the push up, right? Does that make sense? Do you see that?
Yep.
Did you ever watch that video from Sam Sundin, the basics? I think it's called the basics of supply and demand zones.
Yeah, we watched the first one, but haven't watched the second one yet.
Okay. I remember in the first one, I think in the beginning, where he shows you a chart and he turns it upright, and so now you can see it's kind of like a bar graph now, and you can see the resistance and the support in the supply and demand zones.
Yeah.
All right. So we are just waiting here. I'm probably going to let this run for the rest of the week, and then we'll just shut this down. I want to, hopefully it comes back so I can show you guys that, yeah, it does work, the hedging. But this will be switched over to a live account for the man versus machine competition. So enough about this. We're just going to let this ride for right now and see what happens. Let me switch over real quick and show you what is going on with the new stuff here. Change presenters. All right. So are you guys, so what are you thinking about the SUP DEMs? I mean, now that you have a trading system, you've been using the Haas. I'm sure you're used to it by now, but what you've seen do you see the potential in the SUP DEMs?
Yes, and I like the where you can see where the entry is and you can see where your take profit is. That's what I like as well, like it's set.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's the beauty of it. You can pretty much tell where where your targets are and where your resistance and your support. All right, hopefully this thing doesn't blink on me. Stuff on it. I gotta say this again. I have my trading computer. I have 6 screens, and I don't know what it is. For some reason, if something is touching into the screen that I'm displaying, then it wants to blink on me like it's doing now. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So I have to move everything away from the screen that I'm displaying. All right. This is the, all right, we'll try to get through this. Hang on. All right. This is the, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. This normally doesn't happen. All right, this is the 1 hour supply and demand zone. Again, the version here is, what is the version? Everything's going to, the new one, the official copy, which this is a preliminary, but nothing's changed on this one. It will be version 7. So, but this has been running since I changed this from, oh no, I added this last Thursday. So this has been running since Thursday, and it's been up 124 pips so far. Right now, it's a little bit of a drawdown, 327 pips. But this has been running without any basket equity or take profits. It's just running off the settings and the settings and the TS here. And what's nice about what Gene has done is he's added the add tos. So you turn add to trade on to true, and then you have 5 targets that you can. These are all percentages of the move. You know how I've shown you with the manual trading, we put you got your step entries, right? Where once you get a new moon, and then you get a second and a third supply or demand zone painted, that's called a step entry, and you go in for a second and third position as long as you haven't reached your 50% yet. Well, what he's done is he can't really code. I guess he could, but what he did, he just put in targets of percentages of the move. So at 30% here, it would take a second trade, 35%, and you can put this whatever you want. You know, you can change these percentages. So at 35 and then 45%, it puts in additional positions, and it really amplifies it. Really amplifies your profits there, compounds them. Let's see here, and this is just the width. Still your 25%, your zone right here. This the height of the of the gray box, which is your target area, which is we set at 25%. Anything over 25%, like I've shown in the manuals, you don't want to get into. So that's your entry area. And let's see here. One thing that this magic number right here will not be in there. He took that out. I don't know if you realize, if you know anything about magic numbers on the MT4 platforms. You know, all the, okay, hang on a second, close this. Right here is the M number, magic number. This is so the dashboard's designed so that it knows what pair it's reading. So the magic numbers are associated with each pair, 1 through 28. And what he's done on the new dashboard is he's put in a he's put in add a magic number here, so you can put in 100, and what it'll do, that way it will read these magic numbers as 101, 102, 103. What it does in a nutshell, it enables you to put multiple dashboards on the same account there, and have a couple different trading strategies going, managing a couple different dashboards. I wish this thing would not. There's something open here. There it is. I found it. All right. There was anyway, so I don't recommend it. We had some other traders, some other customers request that he put in that magic number option there. So you basically open up one MT4 platform, and you can open up 28 charts and have one dashboard controlling those 28, and then open up a second dashboard with the 100 series of the magic number, and you can manage another 28. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can have multiple trading strategies going on the same account. I don't recommend it because we've done it before in the past, and it gets pretty intense sometimes. So, and I like to keep things simple. But let's see. Let's look at a couple. Now here's one that's in drawdown, and I am using the stop loss on this example here. I have used the stop loss goes on the opposite side of the entry SUP DEM. So it took buys. So here's the opposite side, and I had a 6 pip buffer. So it's opposite side plus 6 pips is a stop loss. And right now it's retracing back, and you can see where it got up. Has 3 entries right now, 3 positions that it's in, and it's taken 55 take profits and 32 stop losses. So it's taken, but look at how much it's the balance there. Cycle profit loss is 513 pips. Not bad, huh?
No, that's good.
All right, let me bring over another one. Now, next I'm going to show you is the Rinkos. Let's see here. 73. All right, hopefully that I spoke too soon. All right, where's my chart? All right, here's the 10 pip Rinkos using the SUP DEMs, and same, pretty much the same setup, but on Rinko charts. Are you familiar with the Rinko charts?
A little bit. I haven't really traded them.
Yeah. You guys might want to look at it, mess around with it. Basically, the difference between a time chart and a Renko chart is the candles. Time chart is time based. Renko chart, I call it volume based. Each one of these, we call these bricks. Uh, each brick is 10 pip. Brick size is 10 pip. So look at it as a 10 pip or a 10-ounce glass of water, and it paints a new brick. It's empty, and like right here, it's working on the current brick, and when it fills, it completes its 10 pips. It moves on to the next. It creates a new brick and moves on, whether going up or down. So it's volume based, instead of time based. And what's nice about it you can see price action a little bit clearer. Um, it's not as noisy as as a time chart, where you have every candle is obviously a different size, and so for some people it's a lot easier to read. You can very quickly see where your trends are and where price is going. Not to say that it can't stop on a dime at any time and turn around and reverse on you. But same setup as the timed SUP DEMs. But what's nice though, that the supply demand zones, they're all the same width. They're all 10 pip width. All right. So what I like about this is the your stop loss. Again, I'm using the opposite side plus 10 pips. So it's going to be a 16 pip stop loss every time. Whereas on the time charts, it could be, depending on how wide your zone is, will determine how wide your stop loss is. Okay, so it's more consistent here. You know exactly what your risk is. All right, and normally you can tell unless let's see if I find one that's going sideways. It's a lot quicker to identify the ranging on these. Trying to find a really extreme version of. I mean, this is some consolidation right here. This is some ranging over here, but when it gets really tight, you can. Oh, let me see if I can find an example here. Oh, right here. I mean, you look at that, you can. It's just plain as day. There's nose on your face. What's going on? It's a range going on. It's bouncing off these two supply and demand zones. So, but that's the Rinkos. A lot of people are scared of them because they don't understand them. But once you understand the mechanics behind them, and you look at them a little bit longer, people start liking them. So that's the Rinkos, and let me show you the 4-hour. So, do you guys think you're going to go back to a 1-hour Haas right now, or are you liking the 4-hour better?
I like the 4-hour better.
Gives you it's a little more relaxing because you don't feel pressed and rushed to make moves and decisions.
Yeah. I think if anything, we'd probably look at daily before we look at the hourly again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, especially with the SUP DEMs. I love doing the daily SUP DEMs. In fact, I'm going to put on an example with be showing a running example of the dailies. And what's nice about the dailies, it might take you 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get going, to get a bunch of positions going, because sometimes you might be in a trade for a couple of weeks or maybe even a month and a half. But after about a 30-day period, you get into that cycle where now you're cycling in and out. You're constantly having 10, 15 trades on, at the same time. So you might close 1 or 2 out every day, put a couple more on every day, and cycle through that. And when you close out some of these trades, you're talking couple hundred, 300, 400 pips, That's what I like about them, getting those big rewards. All right, imagine that this thing's not blinking. This is the 4-hour SUP DEM on, and it's only taken one trade, one position, but it's taken a second position on it. And I kind of like this second position in the third position because again it amplifies. Oh no, this is what you're going to get tonight. Another thing Gene has done, which is pretty cool, is he's factored in up here the R&R. This is your risk and reward. So based on the setup here, based on the configuration on where your 50% is and where you get in at, will determine what your risk. So it gives you a risk of 31 pips to lose. So from your first entry point to the stop loss, and then it calculates what your reward is from your original entry to the 50%. Now it does not calculate. I don't believe. I'll have to ask this tonight. I don't believe it calculates the additional positions, just your original position. So when you first get into the trade, you know right off the bat what your risk and your reward is.
Nice.
And then it gives you that ratio there. So it's 1.14 to 1. So yeah, just kind of thing nice to know. And I do believe, again, we'll be going through all this tonight. Let's see what else. Put some other goodies in here. Oh, you can change your minimum reward. Now, what this does here also, let's say you have a minimum reward of 1 to 1 or one like I have right now, 1.5 to 1. If this current new SUP DEM, all right, if it doesn't meet the minimum risk to reward, in other words, it calculates and it doesn't have, because of this might be too close to the opposite SUP DEM, it will not take the trade, which is good because you don't want to take a trade where you're only getting in for 10. You don't want to risk gaining 10 pips and losing 20. Follow me?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a nice thing. And so again, the 4-hour SUP DEM, your 4-hour charts are going to be a little bit slower, but I like the 4-hour and the daily. So you got anything for me, Trish?
When the new dashboard comes out, is it going to be easy? Like, I guess we just take off the old version and put the new one on. Like, it's not going to be difficult, is it?
Nope. Exactly. You just pretend this is the old one. Just go to your expert advisors, hit remove, and then once you got the new one installed, and you're by going to data folder and putting it there, and then hitting your refresh button here in the navigator, and then just go to it and drag it over, drag and drop, or you can double click on it. Bang, puts it right on there. Easy peasy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got today. Do you have anything you want to show me or any concerns? Any other concerns?
No, I think. Oh, we still had. I think Brian said still having problems with those charts freezing. So when we get the new dashboard and that, we might just do a fresh MT4 and start from there, maybe even.
Well, that's right. You guys had that issue. So he went through all the troubleshooting stuff that we gave him the other night.
Yes. Yep.
Except for putting on a new MT4.
That's the last thing.
So you say it was the NAS. How many? Was it just one pair?
I think it was 2 in the end. I'd have to check because Brian knows more about which ones because he's been watching it more. He's just having a look now for you.
That is so strange.
The New Zealand chef's one of the pairs.
Well, I think that he told me that it was a MT4 platform that was a couple of years old, and you think with you know this is all digital, and there's no really hard mechanics or steel or nothing, no parts to be worn, but you know things do get corrupted,
Mm.
and especially and another thing I think we told him, if you have a bunch of indicators and stuff in your navigator and a bunch of EAs, whatever you're not using, take those out. Just take them
Yeah,
out and save them in a folder. Take them off the MT4 platform.
yeah,
Uh, I've had that problem before where I had an old MT4 platform, a couple years old, and I had, a million indicators and EAs in there, and one day it started. I can't remember. It was just acting up, and so I started taking things out, and it started working right again. But eventually, you have to update these MT4 platforms,
yeah.
take them out and put a new one in. So, hey, if when you guys get around to doing that, I think I asked Brian, please just let me know that you guys are okay with that once you got the problem fixed. And we just want to make sure it's not a glitch or a bug in the dashboard, and that it is an
Yeah.
MT4 problem. Which at
Yeah.
this point I think it is an MT4 problem.
Yeah, well, like I said, we'll try with the new dashboard and see what happens with that.
Okay. So, hey, you guys come tonight and you have a chance to win another door prize. Man, you guys are you're gonna be fully loaded if you win again, right?
I'd feel bad about that. I'd have to let somebody else have one.
Oh, that is so nice of you. That is very gracious of you. But you know, if you win, you win. But if you want to give it away to someone else, that would be nice too. But your call.
Yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
I,
we got a
I
lot
would
of
let.
people. We got a lot of people signed up already. So you never know. You never know who gets the straw, right?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So if
I'm happy.
I'm sorry.
I said I'm happy with the SUP DEM. I'm just excited to get to play with that.
Yep. I love SUPDEMs. All right, Trish. Do you have anything else before we call it a day?
No, I think that's it now. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Depending on how many people we have, if we fill up 100 seats tonight, we probably won't have mics turned on. But I'll see you or Brian tonight. Or are you both going to be there?
No, just Brian. I'm working.
Okay. All right, Trish. You have a wonderful evening. Got that right.
Yes.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Tell Brian we'll see him tomorrow.
Okay. No
All
worries.
right. All right. Thanks, Trish. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.